Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Monday the 12th. Actually, now it's going to be the 13th. But regardless, this is the market overview for Monday. Sorry for being so late. I don't even know if anyone's going to be up late enough to see this, but that's okay. Um, Definitely want to be completely consistent with bringing videos every night, even on nights where my job requires me to be massively late. So, once again, I apologize for that. Now, starting right off with the Dow, down 163 points, almost. Ending with not quite a hammer, but regardless, coming down and hitting the 200-day moving average, bouncing off. This couldn't turn into a bullish sign at any time. Just because of the positioning of the long-term and short-term moving averages. If we do get that real bounce off the 200-day moving average, that's really nice. And certainly it looks like my thesis for going down to the halfway mark of this candle is not panning out. And yeah, that could happen tomorrow, could happen at any time, but as time goes on and it remains up here, that is a bullish sign. So I am losing faith in that call of 11,800 in the short term, but regardless, we have an uptick in the 14-day RSI moving average, which is definitely bullish, although we do have the stochastics heading down at the moment, along with the CCI, along with the histogram, side tick on the MACD, uptick on the RSI. So not really a great looking chart on the daily. We did close below the major price consensus level by a hair today. We did have a downtick today. It was mid intraday, and we have to see if the 200-day moving average holds. In the intraday time periods, I'm going to look at this 60-minute and see what we see. Well, we're bouncing around with the bullish bar still in effect. We have an uptick, which was almost mid intraday, but this is the 60-minute time frame, so it's kind of behaves differently than the daily. We have an uptick in the 14-day RSI moving average, upticks in the stochastics, uptick in the RSI, uptick in the CCI, uptick in the histogram, uptick in the MACD. 60-minute looks really nice for the bulls. Absolutely. So if we do have a nice move in the 60-minute time frame, that would start to move over the stochastics for another run up to the top, which would make sense if we're going to have a top run of the 14-day RSI moving average for the fast stochastic to turn around, join it, and for it to go to the top. But who knows? Maybe I'll get on board that train, and then we'll have the 11,800 that I was predicting a week ago. SPX, more of the same, except that we are not above the 200-day moving average. We have talked about the lower highs that have been developing. And once again, if this was another attempt at going up and it has failed, we have yet another lower high. Not bullish. Secondaries are the same as the Dow, so no need to rehash that. And the 60-minute looks pretty, just like the Dow. So waiting for more Euro news. The VIX. Very interesting how we have a very decent red day on the major indexes, and we're also red on the VIX. That's, I mean, somebody's lying. And we still have down movement on the 14-day RSI moving average. We've been pointing that out this entire time, saying that that was a problem. Certainly it is a problem. Short-term moving average is pointing down, getting expansion, looking very clean. Middle Bollinger Band above the short-term moving averages. We're sitting right at the 200-day moving average. If that breaks, wow, that is really bad for the bears. Down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD. Ugh, ugly. The VIX looks terrible. It has to get that bounce at the 200 or they are finished. TNA. Alright, we actually took a position in TNA, and that was listed in the daily running thread today. That was done at $43, and actually just above it. It was a $43 call for January, and already we're up almost $1. So that worked out really, really well. Um, Hoping for 45, but we shall see. Um, Uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, side tick on the MACD. Kind of a mixed bag, and it looks like it has the potential for a double flatline, which we do not care for. We're also below the major price consensus level, but we are above the lower price consensus level, and we have the middle Bollinger Band below the short-term moving averages. Going to the 60-minute time frame for TNA, you can see that everything is turning up. Stochastics up, 14-day RSI moving average up on the CCI, up on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD, looking for the bullish cross. So very, very pretty chart in the 60-minute. UUP, very interesting. Look at that gap today. Oof. This looks really nice, coming in for consolidation and now getting some separation. This is a pretty darn big move for a single day, but we can see back here that we had a nice big gap and a nice big gap. It had to get outside of the upper Bollinger Band line before it decided to reverse. Very possible that we could have a similar situation here, but I don't really normally like big gaps when you're so close to the upper Bollinger Band. When you're at the bottom, it's fine, but up near the top, not so much. We also have the middle Bollinger Band above most of the short-term moving averages. Uptick on the CCI getting to overbought. Uptick on the stochastics. Uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. Uptick on the RSI. Uptick on the histogram looking for a bullish cross. Uptick on the MACD. I got those reversed. You know what I'm talking about. FXE. Now here's one of the reasons why I think it could be very possible that we have a bounce tomorrow. FXE closed below the lower Bollinger Band. The euro just went down into the 1.3 and then teens today, which was really crazy. Actually should have had a bigger move down in the market, but that did not happen. Short-term moving averages getting expansion, looking bearish. Downtick on the stochastics, the 14-day RSI moving average. Downtick on the CCI, the RSI, MACD histogram, and the MACD getting a bearish cross almost. So yeah, the daily looks terrible in FXE. But take a look at this 60-minute and see what we see, just for fun. Excuse me. You can see that we do not have an uptick as of yet. We can see that the stochastics are very low, along with the 14-day RSI moving average. If we were to get a turn, that would be nice. We are already getting a turn in the MACD histogram, but MACD is still pointing down. Uptick on the RSI in oversold territory. It would be nice to see a bar retest. That is a good distance away. But yeah, you can see that it's getting close to possibly having a turn, but we're not exactly at the turn yet. Maybe tomorrow. GLD. Ooh, look at that. Very ugly. A little small hammer outside the lower Bollinger Band. What a drop. Terrible. Short-term moving average is pointing down. We had talked about this being a double flat line in the previous videos. That we do not like double flat lines because they normally lead to a rapid move up or a rapid move down. Well, this time we got a rapid move down. Down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, down on the MACD, down on the histogram. Terrible looking. SLV, not nearly as bad, but still a little bit of a move down. Secondary is the same as gold, but the intradays do not look nearly as bad as gold. Looking at the 60-minute time frame. mostly for fun, just because I don't believe that the intraday stuff works as great for precious metals as they do for the indexes. But 14-day RSI moving average, very low. If this does turn around and start marching up, that will be nice. But we can also see that the fast stochastic is already high and needs to turn around. Uptick on the histogram, MACD, RSI, and CCI. Bar retest will take us to the vicinity of $31. And wow, just testing that low, recent low going back to November. And if that breaks, well, happy day, because I want to buy some physical silver if it does and make a strong trip down. And there it is. There is the midnight market overview. How about that one? As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.